Hey. So, it's been a while. Yeah, Octoberfest. I mean, it's like here. It's coming. Well, it's already here. I think it's already happening. I think it's already happening. I'm not entirely sure. I need to check that out. So, let me button press. Okay. So I tried to open a new window, a new tab, and apparently like Fur Affinity is being a bit weird. It was just a new tab, and essentially it's lost its border. Weird. Anyway. From what I understand, it's basically like the last week of. Isn't it the last week of September or something? I think it's the last week of September. Octoberfest starts at the second last week in September and ends on the first Sunday in October. Lasting 3 weekends. Got it. So yeah, it's not just yet. Problem is that I will be away for like that time. I think I'm gonna be in. I think I'm supposed to be in Manchester at like the 23rd or something. I need to check that out. I need to check up on that. Oh, it would be great to actually go to one of those. I've had a few friends that have actually been to it. The problem is that if you want to do any of the outside stuff, it's usually, at least on one of the weekends, it's usually raining. And when it is raining, that's apparently when they try to do all of the fun stuff outside, and it's really annoying because everyone's wet. Most of the time it's in this big tent like structure. But I still want to go. It still sounds fun. Anyway, so like if I haven't done anything by the 21st, that means that I'm not going to do anything, I guess, for Oktoberfest. It's going to be one of those years, probably. It is the 13th today, so it's 1 week. I've got 1 week to think of something. Yeah. I did do the voting already. I did it off stream. In case anybody's wondering about the whole streaming thing, there's multiple reasons why I stopped streaming, and like obvious one, the obvious big one, very very depressed, like absolutely slammed with depression, and there were a couple of things that triggered it. And like one of the main things is that one of the reasons that I one of the big triggers was the fact that one of my last streams I happened to mention, and I'm probably going to get more. I can't get into more trouble than I am already now for mentioning this. But essentially, I happened to mention that I had a son, and like I was sick of trying to tiptoe around this, and I was sick of accidentally slipping up and trying to cover for my slip ups and stuff like that. And well, the mother wasn't pleased, and basically I've now like lost communication um, with with that with the whole situation. And again, I'm not going to get into it too much, but essentially that bummed me out like a lot, like a lot. You know, it's like I've been cut off, and like yeah, I forget that. I sometimes forget that she watches basically these things, and yeah. Well, again, I'm not going to get into the whole situation. I'm not going to get into any more of the situation. That is the whole situation, but essentially, that's like stop touching my face. But yeah, it was a real bummer. You know, I still think like I still feel like I didn't do bad. You know, it's just I had my reasons, and I have my reasons and stuff, and like she doesn't see it that way clearly, and yeah, like again, try not to say too much about the situation, but essentially they have their own family issues to deal with right now, and it's just kind of like I think it was just too much, you know, like like she felt that I was piling on, maybe, I guess. It's like, well, I've got this to deal with as well as all of that, and it's just so yeah, so that bummed me out, and also I was just kind of like I was already kind of spiraling the drain of kind of like uh, just just my own internal head thoughts, problems and stuff, and this kind of like was just the last thing that made me want to jump into the canal, and it was just like yeah, I'll just yeah, as well as like I also lost a job opportunity as well. But you guys know how that goes. You guys know that whenever I basically like try to apply for anything that's remotely interesting, or get told that I'm gonna have like this like all this cool stuff to do, and like and all these benefits and stuff, that essentially it never goes my way. But I mean, that was a very minor extra add-on. You know, I'm already prepared for stuff like that happening. It was just like this extra bullshit that kind of hit me. That was just not fun. So yeah. Oh, and on top of all of that extra, I had to go to the doctors, and I don't like. I hate having my blood taken, and I've still got the arm marks. I've still got the arm. You can see them on camera. The arm marks where they tried to take my blood because I didn't have my super cool nurse. I had a not super cool nurse. She was fine. It's just that she didn't ask me to do all the things that the other nurse usually ask me to do, to basically get the blood out without me essentially even feeling it. You know, I mean, I've got like she also tried to take my blood from this arm as well, and that didn't work, and it was like ugh. So yeah, I mean, I hate that. I got my results back, by the way, today, and I'm fine. I'm actually way more healthy than they than they thought I was, because I'm not diabetic. For some reason, this set of blood tests said that I wasn't diabetic, because of course it did. and I've got really, really, really good cholesterol again. Because my blood chemistry is all fucked. So sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's good. And it has nothing to do with anything. But they have to take my blood anyway. Anyway. Yeah, I figured out I figured out the nurse's secret, the good nurse that basically took my blood. She basically used to just like I voluntarily looked away, but she used to basically like put the tourniquet quite low on my arm and ask me to pump my fist a couple of times and then make a fist, and then kind of like it would be over because she was that good. I wouldn't feel anything. I would basically get a bit worked up, and then she'd be like, "Okay, and all done. You can release your fist." And I was like, "Yay!" Ow. Yay. You know. But no, of course, this time I was like, do you want me to make a fist? She was like, no, it's fine. I'll get it. And she was like, oh, I've got a good vein here, but your body doesn't want to give up any of its blood. And I was like, okay, should we try the other arm? So she tried twice on this arm, and it was just like, oh, it was bad. I hate having my blood taken. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh. Anyway, that kind of topped it up. Topped up my sadness last week. So that was fun. You figured I was busy with OF? You make it sound like it's super hard work. I make a naughty video every now and again. I upload it to there. I upload all my my back catalogue of naughty videos to there. That's not hard. It doesn't take that much time, honestly. That doesn't take any time. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, like I said, got the results back. The nurse on the end of the phone that told me my results back and everything. She's always annoying. Like she's nice. She's a very nice person. I can tell that. But it's just that like I feel like it's the same person, but it's just that I go through all this trouble with actually like talking to my actual doctor. My actual doctor says, they give me all the facts and they ask me all of the important questions, only for them to not tell the nurse all of the information. And I'm talking to somebody on the phone who's reading my file as she's basically giving me the results. And it's like, you don't have diabetes anymore. I don't know why you're on the diabetic medication. And I was like, read the file. And it's like, oh, you have a blood condition. I was like, yeah, that should be on the top of the file, right? Oh, it means that yes, it means that basically it does that the numbers don't mean a thing. Woman. Anyway, what else? That's pretty much it. I don't know when I stopped streaming, so I don't know exactly what news to tell you guys. It's like there's not much that has happened that you haven't already like seen with the videos and the pictures and stuff when I've made videos and stuff. I got a lab coat and a chef outfit. That was because that was requested and paid for. I did get a birthday present from my mother. This has been covered in cobwebs because the spiders have been going nuts in my office with the spider webs. But I actually got a walking stick, and it's a cool walking stick. It's a real nice one. Which is very funny because, like, if in case like you didn't know, for people watching playback, when I had my bad motorcycle accident and stuff, I did my physiotherapy, and I at first I did the wheelchair thing, and I was like, "Ooh, is this it? I would love to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. This is awesome." Apart from the whole, having to switch from the wheelchair to the bathroom, to the toilet. That was the only annoying thing. Being in a wheelchair was kind of fucking awesome. I loved that. That was awesome. It was basically like being on a bicycle all the time. That's what it felt like for me anyway. I'm not suggesting that it's like that for everybody, but it was just it was a lot of fun for me. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, so it was, especially going down big hills. Also, pedaling is kind of annoying when you're trying to pedal uphill on a bicycle. I hate that. Going uphill in a wheelchair, it just felt like a workout. It felt like swimming, you know. It felt like it just felt like swimming to me, and I love swimming, and that was fine. I think it was because I use my arms more than I do my legs when I swim, and that's because of the motorcycle accident as well. Anyway, I did my physiotherapy, and it's almost like a puppet. It's kind of funny. I did my physiotherapy. Physiotherapy. I did my physiotherapy, and I hated using the crutches. Once I was out of the wheelchair, I had to use the crutches, and that sucked. That sucked a lot. Excuse me. And yeah, I once I got rid of the crutches, I hated the crutches so much. I really hated the crutches so much, and I was told that I was going to be left with kind of a limp for the rest of my life. You know, and as I kept with the crutches, and or then I would still probably need a walking stick or something. Um, but I just didn't. I was done with the crutches. I thought that a walking stick would be essentially the exact same thing. I would leave them places, and it would just suck. I thought that it would just be lame. Um, so I didn't, and I did have a limp, but by the time that I actually got to like when I put on more weight after the hospital and like being in bed and being sat down for so long, um, my normal walking, it looks like I'm waddling, but I'm not really big enough to waddle. But I do have a kind of a waddle walk. I don't just walk normally. I have a semi waddle gait. It's a thing, and I just always assume that that's just a fat guy thing, and it's barely noticeable anyway. But my legs kind of a bit, you know. Um, but yeah. So anyway, at the 1940s weekend, I was like looking at this king specifically, and my parents were there. Well, my mother was there. My dad's dead, so he can't be there. But my mother was there, and she said, "Oh, you've always needed a cane." I was like, "No, I haven't. No, I haven't always needed a cane." It's good that she remembered that. She remembers this. She remembers the annoying things. A lot of the annoying things my mother remembers. But yeah, anyway. Um, yeah, she basically got it for me while I was looking at something else at the 40s weekend, and I actually really like it. It's the wolf head. So yeah, that's just in my office because I've not found really a real use for it other than walking around the 1940s weekend. You know, when I go for a walk, I don't really take it with me because I don't want to lose it. You know, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons why I hated the crutches was because I would forget about the crutches, and I would get annoyed. I would get annoyed phone calls to my house from the hospital saying that your crutches were just delivered back to the hospital. We need somebody to come and pick them up for you because you need your crutches. You know? And I've got this bad feeling. It was kind of like that with glasses as well. One of the reasons why I don't like wearing glasses when I go out and stuff is because I would do that. I would be that guy. I would leave my crutches or my glasses just in places. That's one of the reasons why you don't see me wearing them a lot of the time when I'm not working or something, is because essentially they're just like they're on my desk, you know. But yeah. You like my cane? I like my cane. I've got like very, very, very light OCD, so there is something about the cane that I don't like, and that is that it's got a lip that it's like to the edge on this bit, but then there's a lip there. It's not completely square in the actual, yeah. And the other cool thing about it is that you can actually take this off. So I can actually put something else in it. So it's got a leaf stuck in the from when I did this at the actual place. So I can actually take that off and I can put something else on if I wanted to. You know, I was scared just now. I was expecting, yeah, I was expecting like, God, that smells very metally, you know, so metallic smell. The head's hollow too. It's not really something you can really keep anything in, but it's hollow. Anyway. So yeah, I can actually like replace the head if I wanted to. God, that's just so metallic and stinky. The bad thing I don't like about it, apart from the, yeah, is that you can't just take this off and put like a bike on it or something, you know, for when I'm hiking or anything like that. It's because it's like it's a rubber stopper that's been glued on to the end. That's a bit uncool. Yeah. I would really like a sword cane, but you can't get those in the UK because, you know, sword. You can't have a weapon that you take out in public. You know, you can't transport a weapon. That's not allowed. If I'm a good like I can wield a sword, which is a real shame because I like that. I'd like that. I sometimes accidentally use my lightsaber because it's a sparring saber. It's like very tough. You know, it's very toughly built and stuff. I sometimes use that as a pretend cane sometimes, but yeah. Anyway. I'm hungry. I know that's what the shirt says. Oh my god. Seriously, I opened that thing up. I think it's the grinding action of the actual like taking the head off of the cane. I think it kind of like ground up some metal or something and it just aerosoled it because it's so metallic smelling in here. It doesn't help that I've turned the heating on for the first time as well in here because it's gone below 5 degrees, which is crazy. But yes, I was going to go into the house and get something to eat. Just like, I think we've got some grapes. If not, then I'm just going to grab some apples or something because I need that. I need that when I take my meds that I don't need, technically, kind of. To take them with food. Also, I'm out of Pepsi Max. So I need to go get more Pepsi Max. So yeah, I'm looking for ideas for the Octoberfest video. And oh, by the way, Panda Frogs, hi. And also, if you want to know why I'm back or why I was away, wasn't doing live streams, then you're gonna have to watch the beginning part of this live stream. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. While I'm going to get those things, it won't take me 5 minutes. It will take me less than 5 minutes. Then yeah, I need ideas for the Octoberfest video, the rubber/leather week video, and the gluttin week video. So yeah, I don't think we can do all of them in one video. But hey, anyway, yeah, I will be back in less than. I'm not going to change the ticker because it will help you guys think. I guess I don't know. I did watch all of the Elementary. Just things I'm saying while I'm moving shit so I can get to the door. I'm just saying stuff. Yeah, I watched all of the Elementary while I was in my depressed leave. And I've not watched it all the way through to the very end. I missed the last season until just recently. And fucking love that show. Elementary is really good. Good ending. I'll leave this door open. Which means I'm going to turn the light off so that I can not attract the bugs. Right, 5 minutes, guys, at most. Oh my god, that's too much. Too much things I'm holding. Grapes. Oh, did I miss anything? It's cold out there. I got grapes. Sorry, I was a little bit longer than expected because I washed the grapes and then I realized I could just smell that smell, which isn't that bad now in here. And that was because it was on my hands, so I had to wash my hands. But yeah, I got grapes. I didn't miss anything. So no ideas or anything. Great. So has anybody watched my videos? Anybody watch my new content at least? You can say no, I won't be offended. Well, according to Damon, I have beer in the house. So I've also got whipped cream. I've got a can of chocolate whipped cream. Oh, so I forgot that grapes do that thing that when you bite into them or when you squish them in your mouth, it can squirt to the back of your throat really quickly. They were really good. Oh, the new vids. Oh, I tried to, by the way, set up a Dropbox for the Just for Fans stuff, so that people that were my patrons already and my friends could just see that stuff, the Just for Fans exclusive stuff. And then I got bombarded with like a bunch of emails, and then somebody actually hacked my account for Dropbox. So I'm gonna have to rethink that, obviously. Does beer and whipped cream go together? I don't see why not. Like a beer float. Problem is that, like I said, it's chocolate whipped cream, so it's going to look brown. Damn, that quick. Whoa. It's been like over a month, at least. Dropbox really does like to send you promotional emails that you can't block. You can't block them. You can't sort of put them in a folder. Gmail and Dropbox seem to have this annoying like partnership in which they will yell at you if you try to put them in the thing. My Dropbox got hacked. or it got overridden or something. Basically, I went onto my Dropbox account and there were a bunch of dodgy looking folders in there. And I told Dropbox about it, and they basically said you need to reset your password because somebody's in your account. And I'm like, great. So yeah, just like not doing that. This grape looks a bit squished. I don't trust that grape. That's a dodgy grape. I didn't check to see if any of the grapes are furry before I took my half of the grapes. Now I'm questioning all of them. We had a real bad thing about fruit and bread in our house. Whenever we get bread, it usually lasts like 2 days before it gets furry. Same with like blueberries and strawberries. Just weird, just a weird couple of months we've had with bread and shit. I touched the mold on one stage. Ugh, ew. Sorry, I don't really have that many phobias. Like literally, I've got like 2 phobias. Mold is a big one, and also spider webs. You know, like I said, irrational fears. These are my 2 irrational fears. You know, I just don't like seeing mold. I don't like touching it. I especially don't like seeing mold on food. You know? Mushrooms are fine. Mushrooms are fine because that's edible yummy mold. Anyway, yeah. I'm looking into the Google thing, the Google Drive. The problem with the Google Drive is that I use it for work. So if it gets filled up and I purge it, I would end up purging all of those, yeah, all those videos. But it can't hold a lot of videos anyway because it's just the way the Google Drive is. Yeah, that wasn't a good one. Great. I've not tried the cotton candy grapes. I should try the cotton candy grapes at some stage. No, all of these look fine. I hate that no, I just don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. I don't like mold. Mold is just I don't know why. Even some scientific, I've watched some documentaries and stuff and some scientific stuff about like different kinds of mold and fungus and stuff. That's usually fine, but that's basically because I know it's far away from me. Mold and maggots, well, there's just a general human revulsion towards those 2 things in general. But it's just that, a lot of people can be okay with like, with mold and maggots. But if it's on their food that they're going to eat, of course, then they've got a natural aversion to that stuff, because that's just the way that human brain works. If your food has mold on it, then it's usually not good to eat, and if it has maggots in it, then it's spoiled meat, which is probably poisonous. So yeah. These very big grapes. But yeah, I have such a problem with mold that I essentially made it into a villain of a science fiction story. And then I saw it on the X-Files, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'll tell you the X-Files story first, because it's just funny that I saw this and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, because I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen this episode on the X when I was a kid, so I don't know if I've just transferred that into my own story or what. Essentially, in the X-Files, there's an episode of the X-Files that deals with basically like a couple are hiking, and this is going to spoil the episode for you guys. Well, it won't spoil the ending, it will just spoil most of the episode for you guys. But it starts off with like a couple that's hiking, and then they go through like a traumatic incident in which they kind of fall in a hole in the trail, trail while they're hiking. And the point of view is from this woman, and she basically is like, it then cuts. She's kind of nervous because after they got out of the hole, she goes home with her boyfriend, and they basically like they're just chilling at home and stuff. And she kind of gets this kind of weird vision of like of just slimy gooiness. So she goes and has a shower, and then she curls up on the sofa with the couch with her boyfriend, and he's basically just telling her like, that everything's fine, don't worry about it, everything's fine, calm, just be calm. And she just was like, I just want to stay on the sofa and just snuggle with you and just be chill. And it kind of like the camera starts zooming out, and she's kind of like she's in this kind of the fetal position, and it zooms out, and she is a skeleton. And we later find out that there is a fungus somewhere in the woods, somewhere just off of Virginia, somewhere. There's like in the Appalachian Hills or something. There's a fungus that if you fall into its snare, then it releases chemicals to give you a kind of like a matrixy illusion that everything's fine. And it eats you, as it digests you. So that couple was hiking. They fell into a hole. The fungus kind of like the fungus released some chemicals to put them into a kind of coma or sleep or something, and gave them the illusion that everything was fine, as it ate them and spit out their skeleton. Uncool. Now, I have you guys know about like the Toaxians that are basically like I wrote and created like a whole storyline about these super cool base supermen, Kryptonian race of just awesome people, and they're called the Traxians. And yeah, they're awesome, and they kind of act like space police and stuff like that. Way before the Guardians of the Galaxy was a thing and all that stuff. They used to be called the Guardians, and the Guardians of the Universe, not just the galaxy and stuff like that. But they're an entire race of people, and they essentially kind of they're pretty chill with most stuff. They're pretty chill with like they just go after pirates, and they're okay with most civilizations doing their own thing, being cool and stuff. The one thing that the type of life that they don't like is what they call mold planets, or Bioborg. They actually call them Bioborg, which is again because it's like the Borg thing. And mold planets are essentially planets that have been taken over by mold, because it's the simplest form of life, and this sometimes happens in the universe. But the thing about them is that it's usually always very simple minded. Even when it gains intelligence, it's essentially the only thing it wants to do is just is perpetuate itself, to eat and procreate and stuff like that. And that's all it wants to do. And it will kill people in order to do that. So sometimes it even lures in ships and stuff like that. They land on the planet and then get eaten. And the Traxians actually find these planets and then blow them the fuck up because they hate them so much. But one of the last big threats in the whole Traxian thing, in the whole Traxian series, is what they call the Bioborg, and that is that essentially this mold species has gotten so invasive that they actually try to use interstellar travel from other species that they've captured to actually spread themselves out. So essentially it's kind of like The Last of Us, but more sci-fi and stuff like that. But they would do this thing that the more mold planets would do the thing that that the X-Files episode did. And I was just pissed off when I saw that on X-Files, and I was like, oh, great. Anyway, guys, yeah, ideas. Need ideas. But yeah, I can't think of any food that I've got like in abundance, I can get something in, kind of. But remember my budgetary limitations. Like I said, I do want to do something with the whipped cream. I don't want to just chug the whipped cream, though. It really hurts your throat when you do that. Somebody did tell me exactly why it is. It's something to do with the it's something to do with like the bubbles, because the propellant gas that they put into whipped cream is not just air, and it can damage the tissue at the back of your throat if you basically have a lot of it. It's almost like a solvent, but it's not. So yeah. So if you just chug continuously a can of whipped cream, it's going to hurt your throat. I know that when I did that, I basically chugged a whole like 2 whole cans of whipped cream before, and it tasted great. But oh my god, the next day my throat was so sore and I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. It was that bad. Anyway, what are the limitations? I said it's basically budgetary limitations. You know, I can't just get like I can't order in like 50 pizzas and stuff like that. But next time I'm at the store, I could get extra of something, you know, like custard or something, you know, like pudding. But yeah, I've got a can of whipped cream, chocolate whipped cream, and I've got beer. Um, I'm trying to think of what else I have in abundance in my house. I should check the beer actually because I don't know how much beer I've got. Damon just told me that I've got beer, so I don't think that grape's any good. I kind of want to use the beer stick to basically, and the whipped cream. I guess I'd have to fill up the beer stick with the whipped cream. I just wonder how many blasts that would take, you know? I mean, what do you mean, like the big giant pretzels? I don't think I can just get those at the store. Dude, Hopefully that won't fall off of there. The big pretzels. The problem is that I don't think I can get those from the store. I do not have the expertise to make them. I just have burgers and chips. Burgers and fries. I kind of had I had a nap because I wasn't feeling great because I didn't sleep at all last night. So I had a nap after I did some busy work on the computer, and then I woke up and I wanted something to eat right now, so I just made something from the microwave drawer in the fridge. The microwave drawer in the fridge. So I'm trying to get my voice to go like higher volume. But that grape is kind of kicking my ass. Anyway, yeah, there's not really much Oktoberfesty food. I'm tempted to just try. I'm tempted to try for the glutton video. The beer stick with the whipped cream. Palafox, you were there when I said it originally. But yeah, I think I can get at least a couple of I can fill it up twice, and the bubbles wouldn't be such a big deal on my throat since it's going to be compressed a little bit by the beer stick anyway. So, you know. Like I said, I don't know how many times I'll be able to fill up the beer stick itself with that, but it should be just foamy enough to not leak out of the fucking beer stick. Because every time I use the beer stick, I'm always surprised at how not sealed that thing is. It's got rubber seals in it that you have to lubricate yourself, and they're always are just inadequate. Something always spills, no matter how thick the liquid is. It always spills, but the foaminess of the chocolate whipped cream should be enough foaminess to keep it together so that it doesn't spill out the side. Maybe, I'm just sick of cleaning up after that thing. It's such a big faff to actually get it all all lubricated and all put together, and then have to clean it afterwards. For it to usually be a very kind of anticlimactic thing, it's usually very anticlimactic, and I'm just kind of like, why would I? This doesn't. This, yeah. So if I can get like a fluid that isn't bad, I kind of want to do either that or I want to do something thicker in it, you know. Like we've done milkshake. Melted ice cream is just as thick as milkshake. It's like I want to do something else with it. And like I said, I think I've got a lot of custard or something like, you know, pudding. I've got a lot of pudding. It's either that or whipped cream. Or both if the whipped cream doesn't work out, you know. Or both if I just want to get even, you know, just want to actually like have a big dessert or something. I don't know. You can say pudding. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I will try something with the beer stick. That could be the gluttin video. That, you know, I can film that easily this weekend. That's easy. That's easy. So I just want ideas now for the for rubber/leather week and Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, I'm okay with just doing the regular Oktoberfest video, but the thing is that I don't, I just, I just wanted to know if anybody wanted to make it special and or will be watching it at all, even if I just do the regular one. I've been on for about an hour now, so I might just head off. You're cool with regular? Yeah, I just want to make it special somehow. I just don't know how to do that. I wish that I had a different checkered shirt. Like a brighter one. Because the shirt that I've got from last year, I can still use that. It's just that it's like I used that in the last video. It's just that it's not very Oktoberfestery. Usually they're like white with a like you know, the checker pattern being kind of, well, the checker pattern. It's what is it? It's you know, the flannel, the tartan. But yes, usually I like a brighter color, like well, like that's a darker color, and on a white background, you know. And I haven't got any of those shirts. Yeah, plaid. Yeah, it's usually plaid. It's white shirt, with, padding. Usually blue padding, because it's like for the green lederhosen, it just shows off. It stands out more. That's what it usually is, But yeah, I don't have any of that, so I just usually just put on what I do have, and what I do have is like red and blue and stuff. I don't really have much brighter pattern. I'm gonna play with my wardrobe and see what happens. We'll see what happens. I see what Damon has, because if that stuff usually is kind of like taught on me, so it should be that should be more the style, I guess. How much time we have till then? Till the Octoberfest video? Well, it's the 20th, like 21st, I think it is, that Octoberfest happens. So I want to get the video done before then. So that's how long you have until the Octoberfest video to think of ideals. Otherwise, I'm just going to do a, how many beers does it take until I am comfortably tipsy in my big beer stein? That's all I'm going to do. It'll be a directed by you thing, I guess. But the leather/rubber one, I might do another brainstorm tomorrow night. I don't know. Or the day after tomorrow. So I would like ideas for that, the leather/rubber one. Or if anybody's got anything better for the Glutton Week video, then I would also like to hear that. But for now, I'm going to go. I have to refill my lighters. I brought my gas in with me. I keep forgetting that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm probably going to play on the computer, and then I'm going to probably go to bed. So yeah. So Octoberfest, Robert, any ideas for the Octoberfest video, or the rubber/leather, and or the Glutton Week video? I would like to hear it next time. It'll probably be the day after tomorrow that I'll be back doing another live stream. Maybe. It kind of depends if I have a big deep dive or not, although I'm feeling a bit more positive, I do want to point out that, one of the reasons why I'm back isn't because I'm doing better. It's because I had no ideas and nobody was responding to my message on Discord, so I was kind of like screwed for idea feedback. So yeah. But I mean, it is nice to see you guys again. I'm a bit surprised because another one of the reasons why I didn't actually why I stopped doing streams is because even my regulars were basically not showing up, and I was just kind of a bit bummed about that, and kind of didn't think there was a point, I'm not blaming you guys. I get it. You're busy. You've got your own lives. You're doing your own thing. It's good. Was just sick of being here. And that was going to be loaded. I was going to say sick of being here and nobody caring. But kind of. Anyway, guys, belly rubs and belly salute. And I'll see you guys maybe the day after tomorrow. Toodlies, toodlies, toodlies.